South Korea, home of K-pop and K-dramas, glowing night markets and bright neon lights. Cities that never sleep. A place where you can leave your wallet around without worries. What could possibly go wrong?
With a woman telling the operator that she found a dead body in her boyfriend's closet.
Man on a killing spree, stabbing at least 13 people.
Hidden inside was the mutilated body of a woman in her 20s.
If I scared you a little, well then you should be. There's no safe place on this earth as there are many psychopaths living around you, hidden in disguise, you will never know. Although South Korea has one of the lowest crime rates in the world along the Netherlands and Norway, there are other factors such as natural disasters and Kim Jong-un to keep in mind. So, what are some dangers lurking around in the corners of this seemingly peaceful country? To start off, there is this friendly northern neighbor who always brags about his big shiny weapon. In fact, a few weeks ago, this happened.
Seoul, gripped by panic following an emergency alert that was sent to all cell phones in South Korea's capital after the attempted spy satellite launched by its northern neighbor.
And it reminded everyone that the war can resume overnight. Tensions usually heighten when there are joint US-South Korea exercises for obvious reasons. Since the 1953 armistice, no peace treaty was ever signed, resulting in two countries remaining technically at war. Nothing big really happened since then, but you should definitely keep this in mind. When it comes to natural disasters, South Korea has had a history of earthquakes, but most of them cause little damage. However, things get worse in August and September as there are typhoons as well as tsunamis. During this monsoon season, apartments and parking lots are flooded, landslides take away the lives of people, and even in Seoul, roads are temporarily shut down due to heavy rain. Now, I'm not talking about a rain shower for a few days. This downpour is sometimes held for more than a week. It's not rare to observe the same scene from the movie Parasite. Tourists are exposed to risk whenever crossing the street, since in South Korea, risky behavior is common when it comes to traffic. Pedestrians must make way for the cars, and it's pretty normal to get honked in the streets because you are in their way. And don't even get me started with crazy taxi drivers and bus drivers. There is a medium to high risk of getting scammed as there are a lot of scammers and con artists on the streets of South Korea. Sometimes people pretend to practice English and invite you to a venue. Then they will ask you to participate in some kind of events or drink tea with them, which will leave your pockets empty. I've said earlier in this video that it's okay to leave your valuables around. However, scammers don't go for that petty little thefts. There's so much more when you can gain someone's trust. Personally, I had frequent encounters with cult members due to my approachable personality. There are also risks for foreigners to shop and eat shady places as they will overcharge you with a separate menu just for tourists. Word of advice, don't trust anyone who's overly friendly. Despite all the dangers I listed, if you follow these simple rules that I'm about to tell you, you'll be extra safe in South Korea. Rule number 1. If you feel like someone's onto you, just whip out your phone and start recording. Don't hesitate to make a scene. Your life is more important than the short-lived shame.
Are you filming me?
Okay, Karen.
Rule number 2. Public protests and religious gatherings are happening pretty often. Don't get yourself involved, as foreigners are banned from participating in protests. Rule number 3. Korea is an extremely homogeneous country. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. Respect the elders and learn to say 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 안녕히 계세요. Rule number 4. If you don't consider yourself as a confident driver, stick with the awesome Korean public transportation. Accidents happen frequently here, and you should really watch out for cars. Rule number 5. Drinking culture in Korea can be extremely indulging. Soju is #1 selling liquor in the world, and everyone loves to drink that godforsaken vodka. I wouldn't be surprised if you get an invitation to some kind of Korean barbecue drinking party here, but remember, alcohol usually leads to risky behavior and poor decisions. Oh god, I sound like a dad. With a 0.6 crime rate per 100k population, South Korea is a very safe country to visit. Its crime rate is much lower than in the US and on par with most European countries, Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. This mostly means that for tourists and anyone else, it is perfectly safe to walk around at night, even in the larger cities. With CCTVs and dash cams in every block, criminals usually have a hard time going unnoticed. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to support my channel by clicking on the like and subscribe button right now. Yes. See you in the next video. Word of advice, don't trust anyone.